This week on Carlie's Couch, we discuss how to bring a little bit more whimsy into your everyday life.
Welcome to Carlie's Couch. My name is Lextopia. This
I'm
is
Marvel.
Carlie and Marvel. Oh, man, she going to be all over the place. We hope everybody's doing okay. Appreciate y'all sticking with us going into the end of summer.
Yeah, people be rushing summer, and I was wondering, why everybody keeps saying it's the end of summer when technically the end of summer is not until September 22nd because the kids go back to school. And so that's why it feels like, oh, it's like the end of summer for them. But we still got a couple of weeks, so I hope y'all enjoy it. Enjoy this warm weather for the most part.
Yeah, and hope you've gotten to get out and be whimsy like the title of this episode. I know Carlie just did some traveling. You went back home, right, to Oklahoma. So tell us about that.
I did. So I haven't been back to Oklahoma since my mom passed. And I feel kind of weird. Like, I still have family there, but my dog isn't there, so it feels kind of odd. But I actually found a really cheap ticket and was like, hey, are y'all here this week? Okay, cool, I'm going to be there. So I pulled up on them, and now my mom's twin and her best friend have lake houses in the country in Oklahoma. I did not grow up out there. That is like 4 hours or 3.5 hours from where I grew up. But got to go out on the lake. The weather did not cook me. I thought it was going to, but it was really lovely. So shout out to my mom for that little gift. And then the day I did decide to go down to the city, it rained buckets. So I said that I missed Oklahoma thunderstorms, and I got one. I just had to drive in it.
Did you get to see a lot of friends as well? Or
I got to see one of my friends. I went down there. We worked out, went to the gym with him, my homeboy Breon, since like middle school. So we got to hang out. That was fun. Got some smoothies. And then I went and took my stepdad to lunch and hung out and then drove back home. Got to see one of my cousins and some of his little babies. And, yeah, it was cool. It was just nice to be home. Hadn't been home for a while. But it's actually, that kind of sparked the idea for this episode. So I saw a TikTok a while ago that was like, how do you bring more whimsy into your life? And whimsy being like a lightness, a playfulness, a everyday fancifulness, like a little bit of oddities maybe, but how do you bring this fun, this play, this magic back into your life? And when I was in Oklahoma, we started thinking about my grandpa, who was a freaking clown. Like, he was so fanciful, and his whole life was full of whimsy. And I was like, oh, this will be like a perfect little episode just to think about ways to enjoy our life outside of our everyday having to be useful and productive.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like we talk about this often. Like, you know, the podcast is about having a full life and making sure that you're a balanced person. And so even though a lot of what we talk about is self-improvement and the like, it's just as important of a part of your life to just to have fun. I really enjoy having fun, and I really enjoy pleasure, and so I'm always looking for things that will make me feel good and that I can enjoy doing, or something a little bit different. When I think about the word whimsical, though, I think about like leprechauns and like fantastical beasts and all those types of like Harry Potter type vibes, though. So I don't know if that's what like not just being useful has to look like for everybody, but it's definitely about just thinking and taking inventory of your life to see like, okay, where am I spending time? And like in the time that you do have, how are you using it? And are you okay with that? Is there anything you want to explore? Any place you're holding yourself back? And I think that we do so much now that in our off time or downtime, you know, we do just want to sit down or veg out or read a book or watch TV or whatever, because, you know, it feels like that's just our chill time. And this is just a reminder to also make sure you get out there and do something interesting and different every once in a while.
Yeah, and I doubled down on thinking about it because a lot of my aunties and uncles are retired now, and some of them just don't know what to do. Like, they were like, I don't know how to spend my time. I got this money now. I don't know what to do. Like, and I'm like, man, there is such a world of possibilities out here for you. I'm so excited for you to have fun discovering that.
My mom's last day was yesterday, so now both of my parents are just retired, and they're already going to be at the beach in a couple weeks for a week, and I already know, you know, they do a lot of stuff, even for them, stuff like even driving to this town a couple hours away to go look at watermelons or a farm or go to the mountains and all kinds of stuff. So I feel like they probably do a pretty good job of that. And then for my mom too, like she has her hobbies like being in the garden and dealing with her oils and things like that. So things that are still kind of like creative for you and relaxing for you. I don't know if that still counts as being useful, like gardening and stuff, but I know a lot of older women, I hear them talk about that and just really enjoying getting lost in their gardens and things like that. So, yeah, I think that is an important thing because you hear a lot about people once they retire or as they're getting older, just not having that stimulation anymore.
Yeah, and I do think that her gardening is outside of being useful. What I mean by being useful is like exercising, like to keep yourself alive, but you can also make that whimsical productivity, like working. But we can discuss if maybe there are some ways to make working a little bit more whimsical, and then also being of service to other people. So a mom had to mom, she had to be a wife, and all these other things. But like gardening is for her. Yeah. So I would say that's a great example.
Yeah, I mean, being useful, being at work. So that's a big part that's now gone. So let's talk about some things that maybe that you're already doing that you feel fall into these categories, and hopefully we can be able to inspire or motivate some ideas for you of things that could be whimsical. Of course, if you already have some things and there's something different that you have or that you do that you feel fits into this category, feel free to add us or tag us at Carlie's Couch and let us know what you're doing, or even better, like while you're doing it would be cool to see.
Oh yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, please tag us because like I said, I'm always looking for more ways to be whimsical. But like I said, I think between the two of us, we have quite a few things that can help brighten up your day, and it's important because again, it's like every day you have to show up in capitalism and do things, and what are you really doing for yourself outside of that? Just to make yourself happy.
Mm-hmm. And also for everybody, I don't know, it may not seem like a hard thing to do or something that's so foreign to do, because I actually don't. I mean, I work a lot, but I don't really work that much. Like, I always find things to be doing, and so I don't know. That's just exciting to like get out and about and move around. So one of the first categories of like some things we can think about is your rituals and routines. Those can be, and sometimes all you need is a moment, but sometimes those can be like a moment of whimsy. What are some that you have?
I was actually thinking about one of my line sisters. So I like visiting coffee shops because I'm an entrepreneur. And in LA, in traffic times, I try not to drive during them. So a lot of times I'll just go sit at a new coffee shop and do work or read a book or something when there's like crazy traffic. But she has made it her thing to visit a new coffee shop every single week. And she's driving around all over Houston and like posting new pictures. And I was asking her like what drink she's trying, if she's trying anything new. And she's like, well, I never really tried matcha. So now I'm on this matcha thing. And I just think it's so cute. She gets excited to go on an adventure every week just for herself.
Mm-hmm. Another thing you can do is adding like spa experiences to yourself and to your routine. And those are things you can, whether you're going to a place. I used to have the Massage Envy a subscription. It was only like $85 a month, which was great when I had somebody who was really, really, really good. Or this could be just you at home. I know people have like their rollers or I do my own, because I kind of have to, but I'd be soaking my feet at home and like, take time to actually do like kind of a pedicure or my manicure and stuff sometimes, just to be something like a plus up while I'm watching a TV show. Actually, I take all this back though, because I don't really think that that's whimsical, honestly. I don't think it's whimsical per se, but there are some different types of things that you can still be doing at home in that way.
I think something that could make it whimsical is if you like art or like drawing, you try your own nail art, like little things, or maybe you try new bath bombs every time you take a shower, or you like trying new products, doing like a little ice thing for your face. Like it's all whatever your definition of whimsy is, but I think I like pointing out that it doesn't really have to cost a lot of money to bring a little bit of extra whimsy into your day. Something else routine-wise is if you're thinking about cooking, like I like going to the farmer's market. That feels whimsical to me in general. You might not like it, but I love it.
None of this is whimsical, cooking and shopping.
If you try new fruits or new veggies, and like I had a purple bell pepper and I was so excited to like, what can I make with this purple bell pepper? And that was like very cool to me. And I made like a lomo saltado. So trying new recipes if you like cooking, or if that's not too taxing to you, like if you don't cook a lot. But for me, it's cool to see, the bounty that the earth gives us and try new things.
Mm-hmm. Some other things that I feel are whimsical that you can add into your routines and rituals is having time to dance at home and having time with music. That's kind of like more of a plus up, like singing and having things on while you're doing other things like cooking or around. To me, being the whimsical part is where you have moments of freedom and you're just not necessarily like thinking about other things and what's going on.
I buy myself a mini karaoke machine, and for like $2 on TikTok, and it has been one of my favorite things. So I have little performances now and stuff at home. I think speaking of home, that's another area where you can make it a little bit more whimsical. Like thinking about your actual physical space. Like, what are some things that you can do in your physical space to make it feel more magical or whimsical to you?
Yeah, on my balcony, I used to have some tiles out there. Now I have turf, so to me, it feels like you're kind of out there on grass. And I used to have like lights under my umbrella, and when it's not like scorching hot, maybe flowers or different plants out there. And so that makes it like a space and an area that does kind of put me into that type of a space.
I collect like artwork when I travel, like from different countries, like little pieces of art or actually like canvases, like different things. And could put those in a room. And so it's like cool just to see all the places that you've been and art from those spaces. Something I'm doing right now is I bought this little model kit and it goes in my bookshelf. It's like as thick as a book, but it's a little model I'll build and it looks like a little coffee shop and a bookshop and it has fairy lights, but it'll just sit on my shelf. And like that feels kind of cool and magical to have this little tiny world like right there on my bookshelf.
Yeah, and then just the things that you're into. Like, as a kid, I used to just always have like a gumball machine and just different stuff that you could still, as an adult, like have around the home that because it's something that you enjoy or like thinking like Michael Jackson is like Neverland, and I'm sure he had like wild, crazy things. And there's like just because why not? Like you still want to maintain that childishness and the things that you have interest in.
I have one of those little claw machines, and I'll use it. It picks up little balls and other little things, and I'll write little stuff in there like, "What am I cooking tonight?" or places to go or whatever. And so I have a little claw machine, and I think that that's fun. If you really like making coffee, maybe you deck out your little coffee bar and have a little sign or something that makes you feel cool when you are making yourself coffee. And then something else that I love to do and that my mom started is when she would make me lunches when I was super little, she would always put like a love note or an affirmation or something in there. And so now I kind of sometimes write those and hide them all over the house for myself. So I'll like pull something out and something will fall and it's like, oh, a little like love note to myself. The digital version is you could like send yourself emails or write yourself a letter in the future and then mail it. Like there's all kinds of cool ways to affirm and love on yourself like that.
You forget about them when you see them, or you're just like, you write it and then you open it.
I write it and then I hide them, so I forget that I put them somewhere. And so like I'll pull out a book or be cleaning or dusting and something falls out and I'm like, oh.
All right. A big area that's super obvious, more obvious, I think, around being whimsical is the hobbies and adventures and the things that you do. I have my list of things to do and try that I go down quite often. I went sailing and that was a lot of fun. I have a beekeeper's class coming up. I'll just go down and look for things. Maybe is there a play going on in the area? And doing them by myself a lot of times too, because it's just nice to just go do things. But yeah, there's so much. Like it doesn't matter what city you live in. A big thing to do is look on Groupon because sometimes they'll just have like random stuff you wouldn't have thought about. Or it could give you an idea of something else to like Google and look up. But there's usually so much adventure gardens, museums, things like that, that you can check out and be able to just go there and see what happens.
Yeah, I found a random run, and I went and did that, and they were like, "Oh, we're having this starry night hike with a DJ that Adidas was sponsoring." And so I went on a night hike up Griffith, and like that was cool. And so I'm sure in your city there's all kinds of cool things. It's just like Googling to find them. I've also like went places with every time I travel to a new country, I like to run in the new country, and so I have like little pictures of me on different runs and everywhere that I've ever been. And then I also like to take a journal so I can like either journal something while I'm somewhere or like draw little pictures or have something. And I've seen where people, there's like little meetups where they take little journals and you can go draw like at a garden and everybody's looking at this tree. There's just so many like little tweaks that you can do with stuff that's already a part of your everyday life to make it more special.
Any other like specific hobbies? So I just want to throw some more random things out there. There's like glass blowing. There's ceramics and pottery. You can create your own mugs. You can go camping. You can go fishing if you like outdoors. You can. I was looking into a metalworking class too, but they're like more serious. Like there are people trying to really get into it. So I was like, yeah, I'm not paying $2,000 for this course, like to go do it for real like that. But if I can find anything on a more BS level of like, I just stick some stuff in the fire and out, then I would do that. But there's drink making classes. You can go on tours of a brewery, tours of a distillery. I found out we just had, we got Cutwater HQ over here, and they do like a flight tasting thing.
Oh, that's cool. I saw like omakase is like the chef's choice for Japanese restaurants. And so you can go like do different omakases, different places, but they also have like coffee flights, like omakase, like coffee flights and wine and whatever you're interested in. For the jewelry one, I'm like, maybe we could go do that. There's like a jewelry making, you can make rings or like a little bracelet, but you're in there doing the little hammering and the little firing of it to like make it cool.
And we done the scent making, where you make your own scents and sprays for the house and candles. Like, there's so much. And so, one thing, I hope I'm not getting ahead of the conclusions, but consider, the things that you really like and or the things you liked as a child. Horse riding. I'll look every once in a while into stuff, because what happens is that I'll look into stuff and then I'll actually be surprised at like, oh, this is only $40, or stuff not being as much as you may think. And so you're really like, oh, there's nothing holding me back from going to do something different or trying something new, meeting some new people, because, what else was I going to do with that or with my time? So think about the things that you really liked as a kid or the things that you like now, and just get to Googling. And I really recommend making a list. I started my list because one day I was just like, oh, that would be cool if I da-da-da-da. And the media, I was like, oh, I could do that, though. And then I was like, well, let me just start a list for when I have a random thought or see something like, oh, that look cool. Or, it would be interesting to do this. And then I would just add it to the list. My list is super, super long right now, though, so I don't remember the last time I really added something. But it's just cool to have it there, because then every once in a while when I get bored, I'll just check it, just to even sometimes spark like, all right, girl, there's some other stuff you can try to figure out.
There's I think I haven't actually ever made a list, but in my head I have like a running one, so maybe I need to write mine down. So maybe you should too, and if you want to share it with us, let us know. But another thing is like thinking about like her parents, like thinking about little towns or places around you. I think LA, we're so blessed, there's literally so much stuff out here, but everywhere there's cool stuff. Like when I was in Oklahoma, I took my auntie to the little town over and we did a little day over there. But I've driven to Tijuana randomly. Was like, a friend came out here, I was like, yo, you want to go to TJ? All right, bet. Just drove down, got a little Airbnb. That was cool. We've taken the train to Santa Barbara, like done little cool stuff like that. And it's pretty accessible.
In the wellness category too, there are lots of ways to add whimsy to your wellness journey. I would maybe add in kind of what you were saying about your cooking and trying new fruits and vegetables and things. Looking up new recipes could be fun, or looking through like cookbooks, especially like if you're at the bookstore. There's so much cool stuff. I even actually like looking through cookbooks sometimes, just I'm like, what they got going on here. Except there's still some people who make cookbooks without pictures, and it's like,
why?
They blow the whole point. Anywho, so within like how you're eating, like that can be interesting. Like with my smoothies, I'll try to think of like kind of random things. And it's just fun to put stuff together and to experiment. Like that's the part that makes it fun. So I guess for a lot of these things, to Carlie's point earlier, it's like get yourself in that attitude and in that mental space of like, I'm having fun and exploring, because really you can make anything fall into that.
Absolutely. And similar to trying like new adventures, new recipes, try new workouts, try different things, or try something that you love somewhere else. Like you normally like hiking, but now it's a starry hike at night with a DJ. Like, it's just like a tweak can make all the difference in stuff that you're doing. I also recommend to have fun with friends. Like because I like to work out by myself, I'm pretty consistent and I'm good, but also having challenges with friends or trying new things with them. Like for my friend's birthday, we did a polar plunge and did other cool stuff. And just adding like fun and excitement and being willing to show up for yourself in new ways is always great with making your life more fun and whimsical.
Yeah, shout out one of my friend groups, one of them started a run challenge for August in the Nike app, where they wanted everybody to try to do a mile a day for 31 miles. And it was cool because it was interesting to see some of my friends that I didn't know they would run or do that much. Like, they really were out there, like, putting their miles in and, talking to each other about it and getting tips about things and all of that was cool. So one thing I have noticed recently, too, is that quite a few of my friends, like, our conversations, we actually talk more about wellness and exercising and our goals and things like that in that space. And they're so funny because they were like, we got to give you your flowers because we see how you operating at 40. And so I really feel like they're all low-key a little inspired. And I was like, oh, this is so sweet, because then it'll be another time when somebody called me and was like, yeah, I see you kind of seem like you're shining a little bit. What's going on? And I was like, I think this is how things are supposed to go, where it's like if you take care of yourself and you're doing your thing, like, people kind of will want to fall in line or, just know what's going on. So it's been really cool to see, like, the friend group. I think 4 or 5 of them did the 31 miles. And then a few still, just them even running at all, was like, oh, this is pretty cool to see them doing that. So that definitely does make things fun. I don't really like running with other people, though. So I still just by myself. A couple times they came and joined me, but also I'm like, that's not really how I really roll like that. But yeah, do things with groups, and it's good for your accountability and stuff too. So there was one guy that I woke up every morning and was like, oh shoot, he done did 15. So, it still made me like, all right, let me go make sure I do my stuff so I can stay ahead of him. And I was definitely number 1. Let me not leave that out.
Gang.
I finished in 6 days, but I already told them when they started, I was like, oh, I'm about to be done in a minute. But
yesterday.
But then I also took a week off this month too, so I tried to spare them a little bit.
And it's like by a long shot too. Like, on my leaderboard, it's like Lexi, and then everybody else.
Say my running coach Tunde though has 310 miles for the month.
Bruh.
So it's like, dang. Because another guy that I don't really know like that, I think we probably follow each other on social. He added me to a challenge for 150 miles. But I don't think I would have hit that even if I didn't have my 1 week off. But that was cool to see that too. But now I think he's ahead of me, and then Tunde has 300 above me. So I was like, ooh, this is crazy. That's just ludicrous.
Yo, shout out to Tunde, because that's big wild.
Yeah.
If you do like running by yourself, I've seen this lady on social media. She likes to run on Strava in different shapes, mm-hmm. and then she'll post and do something funny with the shape. Mm-hmm. So little things. That's probably not a little thing though. She has to map those out and be very intentional, but it's fun for her, and so it looks very magical and fun for her.
Yeah, for sure. Some other spaces and how you can get whimsical, I think for sure, and how you show up. I love having my logs. I feel like they're in every stage of how long they get. I find new things to do, and now I can like throw them up and like updo or whatever. I'm not gonna be messing with no color. With clothes, like throwing different colors on, different styles, trying things that might not be what you would typically put on. Or even just going shopping and like window shopping and throwing random stuff together just to see how stuff looks could be something interesting to do. But I feel that we can present ourselves sometimes in a way where it's a little more playful, or feels like it brings a different type of energy out of us. Whether that's like you're going for sleek, or you're going for fun, or whatever it is, right? And so I think really playing those parts can make things cool too.
And it's so cool to see the different versions of yourself when you do this, like different clothes, dressing up for no reason. I highly recommend anytime you do that. Wearing your special occasion outfits, like wear that shit now. Like, life is a special occasion.
Shoot, I might throw my dress on for Olive Garden. I got one. I'm like, I don't got nowhere to wear this right now.
To Olive Garden with me. What's up?
Nah, actually I'm not, but.
But also hair. So when I chopped my hair off, I grew it out. I didn't do color for a while. I went back blonde. Like, it's fun to see different versions and play. Like, just play. Where I was trying colored eyeliner for a while, and I liked it. Colorful mascara is a lot of fun. Putting glitter on again. I haven't worn glitter like for real since I was a little kid, and then couldn't wear makeup, so that's fun. Just allowing yourself to play. And even if you do something like on Wednesdays, I wear pink. That is your magical day, and that's the thing that you do for you, and it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about just like creating things that are for you, and that you're that you're trying something different or doing something different. Also, of course, include your friends. We already talked a little bit about that in the wellness section. And like go paintballing, go for a hike together. I'll have my friends came over recently for a F1 race, and we did order some breakfast and made mimosas. What else? We kind of get together for a lot of cool, like random things at times.
Yeah, I do a lot, and it's real cute. Hosting them, doing different stuff with your friends, with your people, art classes. You can invite them on some of your little dates if you want to for your hobbies, or those can just be for you. Reading books with them, like book clubs. Y'all want to learn something together, including people, dates, and challenges. Something that's cool that I've been wanting to do and haven't done is like picking a movie. Like Hook and all the fake food they had on the table, but then making a meal to go with it. So like as the movie progresses, I can bring out a different course, and it's kind of like you're tasting what's on the movie, which sounds cool to me. I want to do that. So maybe that's my thing, is like hosting, but thinking about whatever it is, where like a sprinkle in a little bit of razzle dazzle and magic on how you spend time with your friends, just being a little bit more intentional.
Yeah, and we've given a lot of ideas actually in this podcast episode, so something has to have clicked. Go get you a Lego set, make a puzzle, experiment with making your own tea blends. Like there's just too many things that you can do. So write them down. Really, I feel like this podcast episode is like, hey, remember to have a life, and remembering that there's more to life, because I actually didn't really want to get into like talking about work and trying to make work necessarily feel whimsical or whatever, because again, I think it is a mindset thing and how you approach a lot. We all know like cool people who are like at the front desk or at a job they seem like they're always, at good spirits and have a good attitude and all of that. And that's cool. And there's just other things to include and make sure you do in your life that are creative, that spark you. In so many other ways. So this week, we want you to make a concerted effort to get out, be whimsical, have fun, or be in the house and be whimsical. But just do something interesting. Think about something interesting that you can add to spice things up.
And hit us at Carlie's Couch and let us know what some of those things are.